Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Little Blue Fly. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and I invite you to subscribe. Well, there are only 7 days left until Christmas, and many of us are into the full swing of things around the house. I know for sure I am over here. I start my Christmas baking this weekend. I still have many presents to wrap, but first I wanted to share with you what happened this Wednesday here in Virginia. We had like an ice age storm. I woke up the night before when the storm was happening. The utilities were flickering, and when we woke up in the morning and I looked out, everything was covered in ice. Trees were hanging, bushes were hanging. I have never experienced anything like this before. It was absolutely beautiful, but scary at the same time. So that being said, let's begin, shall we? So we're going to start here with the shelves on my wall and this little cabinet. Now the shelving, it actually came with the home. I will be removing this. I placed this silver Santa that I purchased from Hobby Lobby up at top in the center. I'm going to move us out just a little bit. Okay, I added some pine trees that were purchased from, Bed Bath, yes. And the reason why I wanted to purchase these is because of the sweet little willow baskets. I thought they were so simple and it just made them darling. A Facebook marketplace find. Have to love the finds. I have several of these dishes right here in California still in storage. We're hoping to get everything picked up from there this summer. I absolutely love the woodware. It's by Enoch Woods. It's the English Scenery. So I added 4 plates up at top. The find was 5 plates on Facebook Marketplace. So you will be seeing me decorating with these much, much more because I absolutely love the red and white pattern. I placed them on plate stands from Hobby Lobby. My other set, I have the serving trays and the bowls and teacups, which you'll see here in a moment. The greenery came from Hobby Lobby. So I added it behind the plates and in front of them and placed some lights inside. The red looks gorgeous up against the green. It added quite a bit of warmth. I also placed in some red berries. Now we're going to come down here onto the bottom shelf and work a little bit here. Underneath Santa, I placed this Merry Christmas. It's actually a box that you use for wrapping, and it came in a set of 3. I had to use the smallest one here so that it would fit in between the shelving, but I purchased it from TJ Maxx. Or Marshall's, one or the other. I wanted a little bit of greenery to come out from behind, and I'll be adding more onto the shelves. So I placed the berries and some pine on the shelving. It looks really good up against this wood. It's making me kind of like these shelves. I just, but they have to change. They just have to change. So I have everything warmed up with nice greenery. We'll see what I can add in next. Some teacups, of course, the same pattern. Now, I did bring these with me from California, but for some reason, I don't know why, I forgot my saucers. So they're packed up there. And it is the red transferware, the English scenery. So you'll see these up all year long from now on, not just during Christmas time. Such a beautiful print. So I just scattered the teacups about, tucked it in amongst the greenery. Again, the red just looks gorgeous up against the green. Just gonna keep the shelves a little bit, make it a little bit easy on myself here. So much going on. Now we have another Facebook Marketplace find. I love these beauties. They're antique silver cordial cups. And they're stamped at the bottom. And let's see, the set consisted of 11 of them. I'm just gonna keep them right like this. I'm not gonna clean them up at all. And at first I thought, okay, I'm gonna put them inside the teacups, but that thought didn't last for too long. I was like, well, maybe not. So I went ahead and removed them and placed them about on the shelving. And don't you agree? They look much better outside of the teacups versus inside. Now I purchased, well, at least I thought I purchased some little miniature candy canes, but I couldn't find them anywhere. So there's not going to be any candy canes in there, but I will add in some Christmas ornaments inside of the teacups. And I did add in some peppermint, just not the candy canes. I'm telling you, I know I purchased them. Sasquatch took them. I am convinced Sasquatch takes a lot of things in my house. This is all coming together nicely. Now we're going to work down here on the buffet, first on top. Actually, the little cabinet. And that was purchased from the at-home store. On top, I placed the silver tray that I am absolutely in love with from Pottery Barn. I just love all the scalloped edges. And we're going to start with this precious teapot, adding in some black and white to make things just stand out and pop a little bit. And this was purchased from Home Goods for $12.99. I also purchased some teacups and saucers. The black and white polka dot. Mom, it's by Grace's Teaware. Mom, she loved the polka dots. She would wear polka dot blouses all the time. Blue and white, black and white, pink and white, as long as it had a dot on it. She absolutely loved her polka dots. So these remind me of Mama. Many things remind me of Mama. And here is another teacup and saucer. I love how the gold just hugs around all the edges and highlights. I purchased 2 of these. So I placed the teapot on top of an old book and some of the saucers. This is such a fun set to have hot cocoa with. And I just stacked the cups. Now we're going to add in some pine to warm things up a bit. And some candle holders that were purchased from Joann's Fabrics, yes. And I actually decorated with these during fall on my mantle. And I added in some red taper candles from Northern Lights, and these were purchased at Home Goods. Now it's time for some holly berries. Berries have a way of just bringing any arrangement to life. Look at that, just as sweet as can be. I just added it all through the pine. And I'm going to add in this tartan plaid ornament that I believe that was purchased from New River Pottery in North Carolina. I'm so going to try to get there this next year. I really missed them through the season. And since we have taper candles, I thought how perfect to add the Mackenzie Childs candle snuffer. And there is her marking. Such detail on this handle. It's really heavy. So I placed it right on the side of the tray. And the black and white, it's really helping things pop out. And I added in a Mercury votive. So when working with this shelving, I tried to make sure that I had an element of silver. Now we're going to work inside the chest. I'm going to start with a couple of my Mackenzie Childs chargers. Just place them in the corners. with the basket from Hobby Lobby and some greenery, and I placed in some Mercury ornaments and some red berries. And then down below, the smoked glass hurricanes. And then the leftover dishes. And Mackenzie Child charger plates with some dried floral and figs. And it's just absolutely perfect.
All aboard!